What's going on YouTube, man? So today I'm going to go ahead and cover the fiscal year 2022 fleet brief for STA-21. So I'm gonna pretty much just go over some key things that I see in there. I'm gonna point out some stuff to you, things that I looked for when I was going through and I was researching. You know, everything's different. So like I did have a question about the STA-21 selections and why do they select certain programs or certain communities and not others in different years. So we're gonna go over that as well. So if you or anybody else has a question, go ahead, hit me up in my, not in my description, look in my description box for my email address and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. But without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright YouTube, so how you even get to this page, you'll go into Google, you'll type in STA-21 and then it should send you to the netc.navy.mil STA-21 site, and then you want to go ahead and type in the word links and you want to get to commands, Naval Service Training Command STA-21 and then links. And then once you get here, you'll scroll all the way down until you see fleet brief. So you have frequently asked questions, you have the administration, you have the STA-21 fleet brief, and then you have the conditions and the site index. But you want to go here and then you will download this printable version of the STA-21 fleet brief. Let me make sure you can see that. Looks just like that. This page. All right, so when you get into the fleet brief, this is what it's going to look like. Before I get too deep into the details, I also want to show you that each page, well, not each page, the page has notes. And then at the bottom, if you see these notes here, go ahead and read these notes. So like if you clicked the slideshow, for an example, and you go ahead and go into the slideshow, you won't be able to see those notes, right? So it'll look just like that. But if you zoom out of this, and then that way you'll be able to see the notes, and then that way you can see what it's talking about. So the notes are really for a proctor, so the proctor will be able to hit those key points. But those key points are definitely stuff. Those key points are definitely stuff you want to know as well. So we're going to fly through these pretty quickly. So we got the STA-21. This opening page just tells you who are the people that you will be talking to, who are the people that's in charge of the program this year. So you got Mr. Dave and then Mr. David, and you got Mrs. Jill Ward. And so these are going to be the primary people down at Pensacola who's in charge of the program. And then hopefully you already know a lot of these things that's in here, right? So hopefully you already know that currently only enlisted to officer education accession program available to active duty sailors except for the MECEP. Selectees attend college full-time year-round at a Navy ROTC affiliated university. Strictly undergrad, no way to pursue a graduate degree. Selectees are provided a maximum of 36 months to complete a 4-year bachelorette degree. Upon completion of the degree, selectees will become commissioned officers. Then you'll receive $10K annually. This does say that this is all just a brief gouge and you must read the instruction. You must read the instruction. Don't think you're going to go ahead and get the upper hand, or you have more of a greater benefit by listening to me or listening to these gouges, or even listening to the fleet brief as they just mentioned. This is just a gouge. This is not the end all be all. If it's in black and white, either on the nav admin or the instruction, that's the things you want to pay attention to, the nav admins and the instruction. So if you don't know what the instruction is, it is the OpNav 1420.1 Bravo Chapter 8. The instruction was signed in 2009. The reason why they put that 2009 there is because if we saw the 2009 in 2021 or going into 2022, we just think it's old. But no, this gouge is telling you that is the correct version. All right, so STA-21 eligibility, it talks about the U.S. citizen, no waivers. You got to be recommended by your CO. You need to have the high school, you must be a high school grad or having a GED, able to complete a degree in 36 months or less. So thing with that, you got to communicate with whatever degree program that you're trying to go into. So that's going to take a lot of communication, because a lot of these universities, they might not have degree plans for you unless you ask for one, so that they can create one. That way you can complete your degree in the time allowed. All right, so the one that tripped me up was the ACT scores and the ACT scores. I'm gonna be honest with you, this is probably the easiest part of the whole process. Everybody's process is gonna be a little bit different. This was my biggest challenge, but at the same time, now that I'm in the school and I'm at the university and I went through Rhode Island, I'm gonna be honest with you, these tests are gonna continue. So if you're struggling with the SAT or ACT, just go ahead and study up for it. Do what you gotta do. That way, when you get into these programs, you'll be glad you did study up for it. I know a lot of people probably may struggle with the court martial martials or the civilian felonies or convictions, the DWIs, the DUIs within 3 years of the preceding application deadline. Those are all important. No Article 15 UCMJ conviction by a civil court for misdemeanors. All that stuff matters because a lot of people do get in trouble. Make sure your timeline matches, because you don't want to be disqualified, or you don't want to put in all this work and knowing that you have something on your record that might be questionable. So just go ahead and just take care of all that stuff. Do your due diligence. Stay out of trouble. Stay out of trouble. And good luck to you on that part. Okay, so I did have the question about the program opportunities. So these program options, they have yellow and they have red. So the red indicates no selection opportunity. So this is just pretty much STA-21 telling us the billets they have available for this particular cycle. Now, who decides these? The billets which they have available, which is not available? I'm gonna just say Big Navy, because I don't know who to point that finger to directly. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no black and white for that, but I will say STA-21 does indicate which programs will have some selection. So with this information, if you know what I'm saying, one of your programs are not having the opportunity for you to even apply for this year, then apply for something that does have the opportunity for you to become an officer. Because whether that be your end all be all or not, at least you could get your foot in the door to become a naval officer. And then who knows, you might like being a pilot, or you might like being an NFO. If your goal is to be an officer, this is a great way to do that and earn your education, leadership and stuff like that. I know a lot of people don't really get selected with a whole bunch of leadership, but this is a leadership opportunity that will put you in that position to make some changes, or you could be able to be a good mentor. Because even if you get in the position to where you feel like you have a good shot of being selected for STA-21, in my humblest opinion, I think you should just go ahead and put in that package and get selected if you feel like you have a strong enough package, obviously. But don't let, you know what I'm saying, human resources be your end all be all, and that's the reason why you didn't put in a package. I say put it in, and good luck to you on that. Okay, so then the program fleet brief just goes into the different options. So you got the core option, nuclear option, the pilot option, NFO option, SWO option, civil engineer course option, the spec war option, EOD option, nurse option, IP professional. So it goes into all the options, and then it tells you where to mail it to. And then it goes into the pretty much the layout on how the application needs to look when you turn it in. So I'm not going to go too deep in depth into everything, but I did want to make sure I point out some of the key stuff. So when you load up this fleet brief, you know where it's at. You know that it has notes at the bottom of each page. Well, not each page, most of the pages. The program that you might want might not be having a manning this cycle. That's fine. If you want to wait to next cycle, then wait the next cycle. But I highly encourage you to just go ahead and select a program that you qualify for, and then go ahead and go into it. And then secondly, then lastly, what we're talking about is the SAT scores, the disqualifying factors. Pay attention to those and make sure that you qualify for the program. And best of luck to everybody, man. If you got any questions, hit me in the email account comment section, and I'll answer every question that I possibly see. And yeah, man, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys for sharing the word. We're actually growing. We had 149 subscribers as of right now. So things are going up, man. I appreciate y'all support, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.